Nutella, nature's candy, wholesome, nutritional, all around healthy snack. But it's more than a snack. Nutella is Nutella. Nutella is a superfood. Packs a punch or two. Nutella will get you going. Nutella will catch you coming. Nutella trees are grown mostly in hotter climates, but that's not stopping our top researchers and developers from formulating a hybrid Nutella tree genetically engineered to produce the same delicious natural Nutella fruit in the colder climates so that you and your family can enjoy a delicious meal. Remember, a nutritious meal from anywhere in the universe. We're growing Nutella trees on Mars as we speak. Nutella is brown, a hard color to make appealing when it comes to food, but we were relentless. We liked the challenge. Some said, "You're crazy. You're crazy," they said. They weren't all wrong. Okay, all right, they were mostly all right, but here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Glad you made it. It is July 19th. It's another So-So production, baby. We're doing it. Thank you guys if you're a long-time listener. Thank you for all the love and support. Thank you for being a part of my journey, letting me be a part of yours. If you're a newbie tuning in, come check out the show, talk about it. Buckle up. We'll have some fun. Promise you guys. That's a little bit of, let's go into Nutella today. I just want to talk about Nutella today. It's one of my favorite, fruits, vegetables, delicious. Again, nature's candy. That's what Nutella is, man. And I think, it was maybe the late 1700s, early 1800s, they were just like discovering, people were migrating from this place to that place, find a new world, go out there, find a new herb or a spice, and that's the thing, man. Once, we started traveling to like South America, places of hotter climates, different temperatures, different fruits and vegetables. All of a sudden, we see people walking down the streets, chewing on, they got a big Nutella fruit in their hand. They're just like munching away, and we're like, "Oh, what's that?" They're like, "Nutella. It's a local fruit, and grows on this magical tree." And we were all just like fast, and we're like, "Can we have a bite?" And they're like, "Yeah, I have a bite." And we took that first bite, and we got hooked, and that's what it was. That's 1700s, early 1800s. That's the discovery of the Nutella tree, fruit. And then little by little, people discovered more Nutella, and it was just like all over the place. But the heyday of Nutella, man. I mean, before we get into the heyday, but like, that's the thing. Back in the day, like 1700s, late 1700s, early 1800s, if you had a little bit of Nutella in your little palace or your place of residence, oh man, you were the talk of the town. Nutella was a hard commodity to come by. It was kind of like gold. People, at one point, it was used as legal tender, baby. People traded it. It was treated like gold. You're like, you'd roll up and you want to buy a couple of goats. You're like patting yourself down. No nuggets of gold. Oh, what's this? Nutella. And you'd exchange it, and then one, and it didn't come. That's the thing. It's you had a little pouch, and you scooped some Nutella out. You gave it over to the fellow or lady trading you the goods and services, whether it was a goat, whether it was a little piglet, or a loaf of bread. But that's what Nutella was back then. It was like gold. Foods of the gods, they said. They say. Some say. And you're like, "What are you wearing?" This is 25 grams of solid Tella. Tell you straight up from the tree. It's all natural. It's 25 grams, baby. 25 grams of that Tella. All iced out, all bling bling daddy. At 25 grams. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it was. And little by little, we start to, just use it in different ways. A little bit here, a little bit there. But back, and then, fast forward to the heyday of, you're like, when was the heyday of the Nutellas, man? The Nutellas were late 70s to the mid 80s. Late 70s to mid 80s. Heyday of the Nutella, baby. Everybody was doing Nutella. You got a little bit of Nutella, spread it on a little bit of it, you guys grab a little croissant. Grab a little croissant, put a little Nutella on that bad boy. Ooh. Do you have black coffee to go along with that? All the rave. People would be partying, it was nuts. It was early 70s, mid 80s. You're like, were you even born back then? Dude, stop the questions, alright? Tell them a story here. It's not the point. The point is, everybody's just like partying, having a good time. It's good music going on. Lots of new colors. It's times where we're shifting tides. There's a new tide rising above. Like Nutella parties all around, baby. Nutella parties. People be passing Nutella on trays. Oh, can I have a little Nutella, please? You'd say, and half a bagel, put a little bit of Nutella on it. Man. And then people start experimenting a little bit. We're like, well, how do we spice it up? We want to take it to the next level. Because how people are, they always want to experiment. They want to take it to the next level. Like, how do we make this better? How could you make it better? You can't. Or you can try. And then some people start, put a little, have yourself a little bagel. Put Nutella on one half. Original cream cheese on the other. Smush them together. Take a bite. Heaven? Maybe. It's debatable. Some say it is. But Nutella on its own, that's where the magic happens. And this is why we're investing so much. This is why there are now Nutella farms on the moon, on Mars, getting started to cultivate that tree, cultivate that. It's food of the gods, baby. That's what it is. And I see everybody rocking these chains, and this was again back in the late 80s. Everybody was rocking these chains because that's how we wanted to. It was a movement. It was a part of the movement. Things were moving, things were shifting, and we wanted everybody to know. We didn't really know what it was before we got into it. We didn't really nobody even because it had been around for centuries, but nobody really talked about it the way we talked about it. It just became a pivotal time in culture and history. It's just things were just all Nutella. It was all Nutella. Parties about Nutella. Nutella would show up on the red carpet. Oh my God, who's Nutella with today? Nutella, what are you working on next? And it was just he was just always, Nutella was always just, himself. Nutella was just always, coming and going and just shaking and baking, baby. But that's what it was. Where's your next adventure? He's like, you'll see it when it happens, is what he said. And that's the thing. You always keep us on our toes. We're like, oh man, Nutella, he's so smooth. All the kids would be wearing Nutella t-shirts, screaming, Nutella! Oh my God, he'd come into town on there'd be a parade. Talking balloons, confetti, waving on, he'd come in and he'd have a driver, then he'd be sitting in the back. It was a convertible. He'd be sitting in the back and, beautiful, just waving. He was always part of people, always with the people. And that's a little bit of Nutella history for you guys, because it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget. Man, hope you guys are all doing well, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful day to be alive. It is. Again, Monday, July 19th, baby. Monday, July 19th. Had a great weekend. Hope you guys had a great weekend as well. Hope you're all safe and sound wherever you are. Man, what a learning experience last week. What a learning experience. Went through a lot, did a lot, learned a lot. Full of ups and downs, and that's what it was, baby. Just had to remind myself to pace myself, be patient, be thankful, be grateful. Just take it day by day. We're not in a race, we're not in a rush. Here for the long run, baby. Slow burn, all day, every day, for like many, many days to come. That's what I'm doing. Just relaxing a bit. Relaxing the pace, rather. Slow it down. We're not going anywhere. Slow it down. You're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. It's got each other's backs, baby, and that's what it is. You just gotta, whatever we're tackling, tackle it with, from a higher ground, with that light force, baby. Positive vibes only. Good chocolatey, positive Nutella vibes for everyone. All around Nutella love. That's what I'm talking about. How do we some questions, like just watching a few stuff over the weekend and like, you hear stuff as well. It's just, how do we make sure that, because I saw the tornado hit in Barrie and it was just like a reminder. Luckily, I don't believe anybody got hurt. But like, how do we make the houses more concrete? Do we have to use more concrete? Is that the, is there a brick to mortar ratio problem? Should we be using more mortar, just like slab on a little bit more mortar? Because that's, and what happens during like natural disasters with like insurance companies? Are there like, because like insurance companies, you always like, you sign up and you sign agreements, this, that, and the other. Nobody really sits down to like read the fine print. Natural disasters not included, parentheses. Oy. I don't know. I'm not even I don't know. Legit, that's the thing. Cause like it's a lot of, yeah. So somehow we should be learning from these things, especially with, and the weather's always changing. 1 year the weather's hot, 1 year is a little bit chilly willy. So you gotta just, gotta learn. And that's how we've been doing. Overall houses are great. They've gotten way better than they used to be. Imagine like back in the day when it was just like, no standards. It was just like build it with whatever you can. And that was great too. That's fine too. But sometimes, over time we got exposed to, over hundreds of years, over thousands of years, we got exposed to so many different elements. We were like, man, this little piggy needs to find himself a stable home. You know what I'm talking about? Because that, bad wolf comes, starts blowing on you. You want everything to be intact. So it's just good to think about these things. I know, whether it's a natural disaster, like an earthquake or floods and stuff, it's like, how do we make sure that that's the engineer's realm, man. That is, I'll leave it to the experts, but it's just things to consider because, the weather is always just like, you'll see a tornado here, a little rainfall that'll come by and just like wash right through a city and just like take everything with it. It's like, what are you doing? Slow down. So, maybe build better structures or stronger structures. But, you guys are on top of it. You know what you're doing. It's interesting stuff, though. Or we could all just, mobile mobile homes, but like in water, like rafts, or like boat homes, home boats. It's a thing. It's a thing. But I'm talking large scale. Everybody just like cruising around in a boat. Where do you live? Down by the water? Not very specific, are you? And you'd be like, I'm right there, bro. Down by the water. Because if your home's already in water, like that's the thing, you're not worried about water. More water, you just rise above, you just float up. That's what it is. And if there's a drought, you just you gradually sink to the bottom, and that's fine too, because then you'd hit the ground. And again, if it fills back up with water, then you'd float right back up. So but we we are land creatures. We're creatures of the land. We like being stable. But that's the thing, man. I'm just reading a little bit, informing myself, trying to learn a little bit, just looking into like history, parts of history that have been maybe, I don't know, like, because like I'll hear about a tornado or a landslide or a little flood here and there, and it just reminds me of like the story of Atlantis. And I don't know too much about Atlantis, but I'm trying to familiarize myself with it. And it's a story, from what I gather, it was a story that Plato wrote, and or rather talked about. And it's one of those things that, again, I don't know too much about it. There's many great experts out there, which I've taken the time little by little to do research on. We're pointing to the fact that maybe Atlantis was a real place. It's maybe, and that's the thing, I don't know. That's roughly this civilization that existed 11,600 years ago. So somewhere between 11,000 to 12,000 years ago. And they had a lot of technology, they had a lot of advancement, they were doing things, shaking and baking, baby, just like you and I. And they get flooded, baby. They get flooded, and it's just like there's no proper way to escape. And that's the thing. The civilization, or I guess the continent or the landmass, just sunk, went underwater, and that's the story. And it's been debated: is it just a story? Is it a myth? Is it a story, or is it part of history? Man, if it's part of history, it'll change history. I'll tell you that, it'll change history. If that's, but that's the thing. Let's do a little bit more deep diving into the oceans and the deep seas and the areas where I gotta go back and check which area it might be in. That's the thing. If we can like find out which area of the Earth it was located on, and I'm pretty sure we have an idea. I've not done enough research on it to be exact myself. But again, just like, do a little scan. Do you see can we scan the water somehow with, I don't know what kind of tech, but like, or do a deep dive and just be like, what do you see down there? Nothing. And then you're like, well, keep going. And you're like, I've already swam 25 feet, dude. It's getting pretty dark down here. And I know it's like, the dark could be scary, but like sometimes you need to take a flashlight with you underwater, just peek through. Keep going. And all of a sudden, you hit your little head on, you discover a little building or something, dude. Maybe it's a skyscraper that they had, and it's just sitting there. The Atlanteans. How did I come into, because I'm reading a little bit about like telepathy, and it was like mentioned somewhere along the readings that I'm doing that the Atlanteans, the Atlantean race of humanity, our ancestors, who knows? They might have used some sort of telepathy. Again, ideas to just, play around with. I don't know anything. I don't know if it's true. I don't know but even just to go along with the story, just to let your imagination go along with the story. Like, could one of our continents go missing, flooded underwater, or a little portion of a continent or a little country or something? Could an island go under? 100%. It could definitely happen. It could definitely happen. Nothing's out of the realm of possibilities here. And that's the thing. It's like, okay, well, how do we learn from these things? Because whether it's part of actual history or not, we could definitely learn from it. Because you don't want the, plate tectonics be moving around. Next thing you know, a little chunk of your country just, underwater. And all you had to do was maybe, just maybe think ahead and like set up a couple of, just fix it up. Like just put it's not an easy task, but like, put a couple of floaters around it, a couple of inflated rubber duckies, attach it to the continent or parts of the island or the country that are floating on the water, and it's just a little bit loosey-goosey. You want to just, anchor it down or up. Helium balloons, baby, just lift it all up. Because, it could easily happen. I mean, so many places have been hit by tsunamis and stuff, and this is, and I'm not here to talk about this change and that change, dude. I'm not here to like just exploring different ideas, okay? Weather's always changing. We need to always just be prepared. And it's not a matter of let's just pour. We need more funding. We need more money to fix it. Well, sure, money's a component of it, but like we need ideas and implementation. And it's just good to not consider anything out of the realm of possibility, because that's when we get caught off guard, right? Tsunami hits, you're like, oh, not this again, and then you forget about it. Well, it's like if a place is susceptible to getting like tsunamis or earthquakes or tornado, let's do something to increase our chances of survival. That's all I'm saying, dude. Let's have fun, because if your house is like indestructible when it comes to like tornadoes, a tornado just comes doing swirly whirly, you're just sitting there and you're like, bring it. And you can like film it HD without you like shaking, because you'll see the thing that I get annoyed mostly about the natural disasters is like no good video footage. Everything's everybody's always scared, running around, oh no, this, that, and it's like, man, wouldn't it be nice if everybody was just like comfortably filming it and like, I'm not fazed by this, it's going down I'm in the eye of the storm right now, and you'll be live feeding it, and because it's real time going down. As like when it happens, you film it and you send it out, and it's real feeding real time with real people doing real things. And we've all who hasn't wanted, you're telling me you don't want to be going if you can live in a structure that's not going to get moved around, if you're going to be, if you know 100% that a tornado is not going to move your structure, you're telling me you're not going to want to be in the middle of that tornado and just like film it, bro? Come on, son. It's like being in a giant washing machine doing cycles, baby, just doing cycles. And that's the thing, So we got to think about these. Is it a question of more mortar, more laying, brick on top of mortar on top of brick on top of mortar, and just slab on more mortar, or do we just go with like different material, maybe a lighter material, or like we got a lot of things we got to consider. But at the end of the day, it's like you want good footage. That's the concern. Because otherwise, that's you lose history. Because if it all goes like if it all just gets if it sinks, or if it gets blown away, you gotta start all over again from scratch. And it's like it's fun to start from scratch, and sometimes you want to start from scratch, but it's good to have options so that you can decide when you want to start from. You want to set a reset button, you go ahead and set that reset button on your terms, not by and it's like not that we're, that's the thing, coexisting and cooperating with Mother Nature. Or not like I don't want to I don't want to be playing cowboys with like I don't want to have to like wrangle a tornado, dude, but that's kind of what we're doing. We're not, but in a nice way, because like you don't want to get rid of tornadoes because you don't know the butterfly effect. What if you figure out, like, technologically you could figure a way out that you just deter the tornado. It's coming at your way, hit a button, a couple of huge fans go on, blow it away, and it's like, well, out of sight, out of mind, and the next thing somewhere, and because it's got to go somewhere, right? It's energy. But that's the thing. Maybe we can like use it again. I've talked about this before. Maybe we could use it for traveling. Maybe we could, communal laundry again, because it is kind of like a cycle. Just everybody, just just toss it in. Have you seen my socks? I can't find a pair. And which one of us can't relate to that, Curious case of the missing sock. But that's what that is. And life's always a test. That's what I realized last week and this week, and always I've known this, but it was a refresher and a reminder that life's always testing you. And you're like, oh, I don't like taking tests. Who likes taking tests, bro? Lady, sister, brother, who likes taking tests? But that's what life is. It's a big old test, but it's a fun test, because you get to come back and do it again. Life's a big test. But sometimes you're like, man, I just don't like being tested. Nobody likes being tested, but not getting tested, whether you're like, man, standardized testing's not for me. Well, you got to get tested in some way. Maybe standardized testing's not your not your forte, or rather fort, because forte's, it's debatable whether it's fort or forte. But anyways, on to the other subject matter, which is testing. You need to be tested to know, you know your, what are you made of? Is it mostly water? But it's soft and it's squishy, and you gotta just handle with care. And you got to go through the test, and you're like, okay, maybe it'd be nice to know if I'm being tested or not. Do I bring a pencil? Can I bring a couple extra pencils? And you're like, no pencils involved, and you'll be doing it online. It's an online test. You're like, oh, everything's online these days, is what you'll say. You're like, man, can I just get my hands on a tangible piece of paper and a pen? And that could happen. It could be arranged, but sometimes life doesn't even throw you a computer or a pen or a pencil or a piece of paper. It's just, the test is going on. You don't even know what's going on. And then after, you're like, man, got tested. And that's the thing. It's just good to prep in case you're being tested in different ways. Because, Mother Nature, she's just like sitting on you. I'm not going to test you today. I'm not going to test you tomorrow. I'm not even going to test you next month. I'm not even gonna text you this, I'm not even gonna test you this entire year. I'm not even gonna test you for 5 years, dude. You're like, man, no tests. Pretty sweet. Got it good. And now wham, on the 6th year tested. You didn't see that coming. Tested on the 6th year, dude. So all I'm saying is, like, we're in it together. Let's just everybody pitch in together, do your little part, bring essential foods and things that we need to there needs to always be Nutella seeds and Nutella trees being planted everywhere so that we have food for the gods. That's one. And how do you get rid of a ton of water? Do you get flooded by because the ocean or the sea decides to just rev it up a little bit, splash, tsunami? What do? You got to get rid of a ton of water, gallons, millions of gallons of water. You got to pump it out, and that's what it is. Just because it's not a matter. It's just jujitsu, baby. It's coming at you. Don't worry about it. Have a couple of guys with like big gloves that have like a recycling water mechanism built into it. It's like kind of like baseball gloves. We'll have a couple of big dudes. Some guys just waiting at the beach. It's tsunami time. We got the tsunami squad, baby, and we're just like pitching and catching. It's pitching, we're catching and releasing. So splash, sploosh. Or we build these like right on the beach, catch it off guard, dude. Just work underground, build these giant walls that are like coming and going. Just block, tsunami's coming. You're like, wait for it. You're like, dude, it's coming. You're just about to press the button that'll release the gate, and you know exactly when to press that button so the gate goes up and it just hits right up against the wall. House is saved, or something, dude. Just thinking outside the box, trying to keep it loosey-goosey, baby. It's Monday. We're literally at the beginning stages of this experience, this life that we're in it together. We're doing it. You're doing it with me. I'm doing it with you. Thank you guys for coming in here every week and doing it, baby. If you like these videos, go ahead and hit those like buttons. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube by searching Rob Sadri, so you get the full-length videos. It's incredible. And you're like, man, I want to give back. I want to do something more, because I'm that type of person. I just see something, I got to take action. I'm like, all right, you want to take action? We got Patreon. We got Patreon. Go click on the link, see what happens, read through it, see what you like. There's 3-tier system working for everybody. And like, man, you got stuff for my mom, my aunt, my uncle, my grandpa, and me. And it's man. And I'm like, yeah, dude, because I got your back. You think I'm going to leave people out, baby? Like, this is what we do. Take care of each other. That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to be back here again. We're back to the regularly scheduled programming, baby, because it's Monday. Last week we did a ton. We learned a lot. We're going to go out there this week again, do it better. And sometimes that's life. You get tested, you get a little scrape, you get a little cut, but the important, we're cowboys and cowgals, baby. We're just yee-haw-ing through this life. Giddy up, baby. Sometimes, sure, as Are you gonna get tossed off the, the horse? Sure, cowboy, sure, cowgirl, cowman, cow lady, cow people, bunch of cows, sure. But the trick is to get back up, and that's what life is. It's a test, and you get back up. You get back up and you get tested. And that's what it is. I love you guys. I'll be back here again on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. See you guys all soon. Have a wonderful start to your week. Sending you all positive vibes and energy. Love you guys. Stay safe. Talk soon. Peace out.